El Salvador draw level with Suriname with a goal by Brian Gill in an important match to determine whether or not if El Salvador will make it to the next round of the qualifying stage for the World Cup. It was a back and forth game, for me an expected performance by laselecta, with Salvador having a great counterattacks throughout the match. It was a back and forth match between the two with great chances being created, which also means Puerto Rico, even by their win today, still means El Salvador placed second in group by 1 point, and Puerto Rico finishing third knocks them out of the contention to play in the World Cup next year. This was really an unexpected performance for me, El Salvador. Towards the beginning of the match, I feel like Suriname were just performing a little bit better, especially when they got their first goal. I really thought that it was going to be really hard for El Salvador to bounce back. Suriname with a great team that they have and the foundation that they're doing recently with bringing in players from Europe, from the Netherlands, and converting them into to become to play for the Suriname national team. The coach is Dutch. They have players that came from the Ajax academies, from the PSV academies. That's still play in Europe. That play in Denmark. That play in the Netherlands. That play in Spain. So Suriname, or one of the top teams besides the three, if you want to say Canada, U.S., Mexico. Suriname have a really strong core, and that puts them as one of the best teams in concacaf right now. So I really did not expect El Salvador, especially how they played against the team that they played a few days ago. I forget. Um, I really did not expect this performance after the first goal. El Salvador really bounced back up right after that goal. Brian Gill scores in the 31st minute, which for me it was just a great performance by individuals. And Enriquez for me was just a really key factor in that play. It's an all game really. He's that player that drives the ball more forward. He's really good at those sharp turns, and those sharp turns make the play go on by faster and longer. And he's really good at dribbling, getting the ball forward. So he was such a key factor in today's performance. Brian Gill, however you want to say his name, Brian Gill. He's such for me a proper number 9, if you want to say. Enriquez technically played more up top as a number 9, if you want to see from the lineup, but he's just that player that you need to get the ball forward, and he pushes it through. He's really a fast player, and you need something like that. Like I said before, I'm really shocked of how well El Salvador coped after that going down 1-0 and potentially being knocked out of the qualification. Or Puerto Rico scoring the first goal against who did they verse? I always forget the name. They verse doesn't probably show here. Either way, I was really shocked with that. Another player, Nathan Ordaz. What a player Nathan Ordaz is. He played for Mexico Academy early on in the stages. He was born in California, so he could have chosen to play for the U.S. Could have chosen to play for Mexico. But he stuck to his parents' roots. His parents are from El Salvador, so he chose to play them. One of the key factor, important player he was in the first half. Second half, he kind of died down a little bit, but I feel like all the players just were, El Salvador weren't really going for the win. They knew that all they needed was a tie, and that's all they need. And Suriname kind of helped them towards the end of the match in the beginning. Or not in the beginning, towards the end of the match. You can see Suriname not really trying to go for the goal. Same with El Salvador, and the fans were really getting mad at that. The fans were frustrated that El Salvador were not going for the win. But the stakes are high. If Puerto Rico were losing badly, then El Salvador 100% would try to go for goal. And El Salvador 100% could have scored more than one goal. There's chances by Brian Gill. There's chances of a header by I forgot who headed that ball, but El Salvador had many chances to score to get more than one goal this match. So I'm really like the way how they played this match. They really coped well to this not 1-0 going down by long break. Here we see here with the lineup. A few changes with the lineup. Ortiz played more in the back row in the midfield. A lot of them got hurt towards early on in the first half there. But great performance from the team as overall. I was really happy to see how well they played, especially with a team that's so much. Suriname has so much talent in their team, so much, young depth, so much players from the Netherlands just going through the academy. They have the privilege to play in a football top almost not I won't say top level, but a top growing area prospect to grow as a player. And they're one of the teams you should be worried about during the next round of the qualifications. Whatever nation they go against. Um, Substitutions. I really liked how Elvin Alvarado played. I think he was a really key factor. Same Osorio, who plays in the Chicago Fire B team. For me, I think he did a really solid job just holding down in that midfield. But yeah, besides that, I really not much to say. I was just really shocked by the performance by El Salvador. I'm really surprised how El Salvador didn't really get as much yellow cards in the first half. I feel like in the first half they were making really, if you want to say the whole match too, definitely the whole match they were playing a bit rough, but um, but Suriname were getting the more yellow cards throughout the match, unless they tied it up in yellow cards, because um, but yeah, I'm trying to read the notes. I was just more worried about the game. For me, it reminded me when I was watching Liverpool versus Manchester City back, 2022, 23, where Aston Villa and City were on the same time with Liverpool against, I think was it Wolves, and it's just back and forth match. This goal means that first place, or even the World Cup when it was it Japan, Spain, and I can't remember who's the third team that was involved with that. Germany, I believe. So they're like, oh, Japan scored, Japan are gonna make it, and this team in this country is gonna make it. Oh, Germany scored, that changes the whole factor. Oh, Spain scored, that changes the whole factor. So teams were just, oh, they're gonna knock out, no, they're gonna stay in, they're gonna knock out and stay in. So it just makes it entertaining, but also makes it such a nerve-wracking game that you don't want to watch. You're just hoping the game ends, and that was just one of those situations. I really want to. I was really shocked by this performance. If you Salvador ranked 86 in FIFA rankings, and a few days ago, um, against Angola, Anguilla, whatever you want to say, uh, way below the ranking, and they had 40 shots, 17 on target, and only managed to score two. Uh, so yeah, I didn't really. I was more expecting, hoping Puerto Rico would have tied or lost, but this um this really solidified them. So that's pretty much what I had to say. I just really wanted to speak about this match. I had nothing crazy in depth, nothing crazy adding. I'm trying to just go to sleep, but hope you guys do enjoy this video. Really excited to cover more about Salvador. Uh, really want to get into more. That's where I'm from, and I just really want to be a part of the growing of this team, especially heading to 2026 and stuff like that. So hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time.